Tonight, 5:15 to 7:20. Tomorrow, 3:40 to 5:35. We'll have a morning practice Thursday morning. Assume you'll all be at Thanksgiving. And then Friday, basically 4 to 4:30-ish, will be the final practice. And lastly, I want to invite you all to the coverage of the NCAA volleyball selection announcement. Volleyball team won the conference championship and the tournament, so we'll be in here at 7. The announcement starts at 7:30 on Sunday. So if you appreciate, have you come out for that and capture that moment with us. Before we get to that, we have the final football game of the year. We'll start off with Coach Bloomgren.
Good afternoon, everyone. On this week of Thanksgiving, I want to let you guys know I'm thankful for you all. And, thankful for the way you've covered our football team and supported our football team this year. As Chuck just mentioned, I want to give a shout out to Coach Jenny and the volleyball team for what they're doing. The year that they had, winning the regular season championship and then winning the conference tourney, and doing it with a young team. You know, the conference player of the year is a sophomore and the tournament player of the year is a freshman, so bright things on the horizon for them, and we just want to wish them the best of luck representing Rice University in the NCAA tournament. Saturday night in Death Valley was a lot of what we thought it would be, talking about the atmosphere, the bus ride in, and getting on the field and looking around, and the energy that that stadium provides, and what a cool venue it is. All those things lived up to our expectations, I would say. It's a great place to play a football game, and it was a great challenge for us to go in there and play those guys. A very talented football team that's well coached. And I thought the positives for us was we went in there, and it, for a lot of our guys, it wasn't too big for them. And they stood toe-to-toe with those guys, and they hit, and they hit, and they hit. And I thought it was a physical football game. And so those are the bright spots. A couple things that we obviously wish we could have done better. Wish we could have found a way to take them to deep water and see how the game could have turned out. But offensively, you saw some great play. Started to get the running game going a little bit more. Guys running the ball downhill, and Aston Walter and Juma. Really cool to see Juma get his first touchdown in Death Valley, and I think it's the first of many in a Rice uniform for him. So really exciting stuff. I thought D'Angelo Ellis did a nice job going up and catching a few passes. Had 3 for 66 yards, including 2 of them coming on, you know, what everybody talks about is 50-50 balls. With the ball skills D'Lo showed, they might be more like 80-20 balls for us, and we'll keep giving him those opportunities down the road. We still think of D'Lo as a corner, and he did have a tackle in the game in addition to those 3 catches, so a tackle on defense. But we're going to use him on offense. That's something that's not going to change, whether he evolves into a starting corner for us next year or not. That's something that down the road, D'Lo's still going to have a role, and we're excited about that. Defensively, had the first drive. They kind of went down the field. We kept them in front of us for the most part, but they knocked us around a little on the first drive, and then we kind of woke up and kind of became more what we wanted to see out of our defense. Second drive, Dylan Silcox, speed to contact, causes a fumble. Prudy Calderon's right there to jump on it and get the turnover. That freshman seems like he's always around the ball, and did a very nice job for us there. Had another turnover opportunity right before the half with Brandon Douglas Dotson picking one off, but unfortunately we were offsides on that one, so that one got called back. But good to see B-Doug find the ball in his hands and get a chance to return it. Special teams-wise was a bright spot for us. Again, you saw Jack Fox doing what he does. I think he had 3 kicks over 50 yards in the ball game. He now has 25 punts inside the 20 on the year, and definitely is worthy of all the consideration he's getting from the Ray Guy Award. I hope that he gets a chance to go to Atlanta and win that thing. That's my sincere hope, because I don't know that I've ever been around a more deserving specialist with all the things he does for us, even outside of punting, from the fakes to the ability to be a great holder on the PAT stuff and allow us to do all the different swing gates and huddle formations that we do. He just does so much for that group, including great leadership. And then obviously another bright spot was Hayden Tabola, going in there and making his 10th field goal of the year, stepping up in Tiger Stadium on a 51-yarder and just knocking it through the pipes. So that was great to see. So a lot of good things in that side of the ball as well. This Saturday will mark the last game for 20 seniors. Last time they will wear a Rice Owls uniform. And Obviously, it's going to be an exciting time with Senior Day, a little pregame celebration with their family, and a chance to take some photos on the field. But like I don't know if I could articulate how much I've appreciated these seniors and how much they've done to help advance our mission. You know, it didn't go the way any of them wanted in terms of their senior year, and that's always disappointing. It's disappointing for everybody involved, and some of them for their career didn't go the way they wanted. But the guys that have really stood up and have continued to play and play a lot and play well for us and provide great leadership, I could not thank them enough. All of these guys, one of the coolest things that we can do for them is get them that Rice degree. And all 20 of these seniors will earn that Rice degree. So that's always exciting as we go forward. The thing that I would tell you about these seniors is whether they choose to pursue this game, and some of them obviously will pursue it beyond college, but whatever they choose to do, I really believe in these guys. I mean, some of them are going to invent companies that we'll all want to invest in. So stay tuned for that. This week, talking about the game and Senior Day, one thing that I've really encouraged our young guys is we've got to send these seniors out the right way. We've got to pour ourselves into this and do everything we can this week to find a way to get these guys to have the best Senior Day possible. And the only way it's going to be a great Senior Day is to win the ball game. And I've really told these guys it's exactly what you're going to want the underclassmen to do on your Senior Day. You're going to want to go out the right way. So I expect the seniors to have the games of their lives, the best day they've ever had on a football field, and I hope these young bucks will follow their lead and lead us to victory against a very good Old Dominion team. I think Coach Bobby Wilder has done a great job in that program the entire time he's been there, bringing it up to the FBS level, and then been in the conference since 14, had a couple epic battles with Rice as you go back and read about them, and I've talked to Bobby about those. You look at their season this year, and their wins, when they're hot, they are as hard to deal with as anybody we've seen on film. From, you know, their quarterback getting extremely hot against Virginia Tech to watching a defense that flies around. And I feel like I'm saying this way too many times, way too often, but one of the top sack leaders in NCAA history we're going against, you know, in number 7. He's been invited to the Senior Bowl. He is an outstanding, O'Shane's an outstanding football player, outstanding, and a guy that plays good in the run game, but also, of course, attacks the passer. So it's going to be a great challenge for us. We know it's going to be a 4-quarter battle. We want it to be a 4-quarter battle. We've got to get it to deep water and give our guys a chance to win this game. If we can play like we're capable of on O&D and let special teams be the difference for us, we're going to be happy with those results. With that, I'll open it up for any questions.
Mike, you know the dues that you paid to get here, leading up to becoming the head coach of Rice. Could you describe the difference you do now, one season later as well?
Gosh, I can have a better answer for you at another time, Mark. Like, I just haven't had time to reflect, if that makes sense. Like, I'm trying to get these seniors this game, and there are so many things, and I will actually spend the first week on the road writing those things down because there are a lot of lessons I've learned. There's a lot of things that I want to make sure we continue to do in the program, and there's some will change. But me personally, I've definitely grown, and I've grown a lot because of the coaches we brought in and the coaches around me and learning from these great players as well.
Can you then maybe put a label on what it would mean to end the season on the right note?
I think it starts with the way we want to do it for the seniors. I want these guys to go out the right way with a win, but for my sanity, it would be huge. For the direction of the program, it would be a big boost in recruiting. I think winning this football game would mean a lot to this program.
So in a way, it's almost like a playoff game?
Well, absolutely. Unfortunately, we don't get to keep playing, but it definitely has that sense of, hey, guys, this is the last freaking game. Let's find a way to win it.
Coach, what does it mean? You said that 20 seniors will graduate with degrees. What does that mean in the big scheme of things and for the university?
To me, like, my mission statement is to provide these guys with every tool that they need so that they can play great football and graduate. And so it is the mission statement of this university to graduate these young men with world-class degrees, and it's exactly what I want to see for everybody who enters our program.
Have you had a chance to think about when you first got here, the difference in your perception when you first got here versus what it's been? Have you had a chance to think about that and kind of?
Not in totality, but like I did have a different vantage point than a lot of people ever could have, having come into this job, right? We played them in the first game of the season before in Australia. So I kind of knew what the roster was, had a pretty good idea. The thing you don't know, and that has been tough for me, and I've expressed it to you guys before, is these seniors wanting to do everything to win and really trying to do everything we ask of them. These freshmen who we hand-selected and brought in here, they seem to fall in line with these seniors and want to do things that the coaches and seniors tell them to do. But those middle three classes, in terms of the mental state of those guys, and what I mean by that is just the lack of success they've had on a football field and the fact that they're often waiting for the other shoe to fall instead of wanting to find a way to win the game together. And that's still something that we're going to have to do a lot of work on. And that's actually going to be something that I charge Hans Straub with, not just developing their bodies, but developing their minds to a championship level. And, you know, the value of a great strength coach like Hans is that he touches our kids more than anybody else in this program. He'll be with them from as soon as they get back in the spring on. And he's going to be instrumental in making sure they understand the standard, and he's going to uphold it for the short term. Before we know it, we'll get to the point where the locker room upholds the standard, and that's when this thing will be a lot of fun.
Mike, what are the challenges of changing that culture, of waiting for the other shoe to drop?
It's a constant battle of doing the things that you know win football games, preparing the right way. We always use the word process around here. But in terms of getting them to that point in deep water and getting them to get over the hump, at some point we have to do it. And then we'll be like, okay, that's what it looks like. That's what it feels like. That's what it takes. So we're going to try to challenge them to finish every single thing that we can. I mean, everything is competition-based in our program anyway, but it's going to be more so. We're trying to find ways. Like yesterday, we threw out the ball, and we said, all right, call out 3 receivers, 3 DBs, one-on-ones for push-ups for the whole unit. Let's compete. And so that was fun. Like, I love that stuff. Like, I'll compete at anything. Like, anything you want to play or fight over, let's do it. So that's the mindset I got to get these guys at. And then we got to show them some success. And it's going to have to happen on the field in a football game before we can get to the point where we feel like we can consistently do it, obviously. We got to have that success.
Coach, talk about the issues that Isaiah Harper presents on special teams.
All these guys are talented. You know, I feel like this is like the 7th week where we've talked about this guy is nationally ranked. This guy is so uber talented. But luckily we've got a secret weapon that we'll attack him with and try to play the best game of keep away that he knows how.
Mike, was this the results obviously not what you want? Have you seen things through the weeks to kind of get you fired up for what can happen the next year as you build this program?
Yeah, there's so many things that I never thought I could be happy about in watching a 42-10 loss. Like, it doesn't make, but when I watch the game and I see us laying wood to these people and putting our face on people and not backing down, it makes sense to even say it out loud. And scoring against many of their starters in the fourth quarter and getting stops on defense, like, I'm like, okay, we're trying, we're fighting, we're doing all the things I'm asking them to do. We've got to develop these guys. We've got to work between the ears a little bit, and we got to acquire some more talent. But I've said it before, like, I am disappointed that our record wasn't better for these kids. I am not wavering in our belief that we're going to get it done. We're going to play in bowl games. We're going to win championships here. I am probably more encouraged than ever when I look at the future. And I see all the things that our young guys are doing. I see the foundation these seniors have laid and the roadmap they've laid for these guys. And I know that the recruits that I believe we're going to sign, that we're talking to, some of which are committed to us, that stuff's exciting. But, again, I don't want to get too far ahead. Like, winning this game this weekend, that would be awesome for these seniors.
It's been a battle, and especially for some of these seniors, they've gone through a lot of change in a handful of years at Rice. How impactful for you has it been to see this handful of guys that getting a new coach, new program, everything changing their last year, have really doubled down instead of stepping back?
Yeah, I think that the ones that have absolutely just bowed their neck and come to work and helped us out with the culture and with the growth of this place, number one, like, we're never going to be able to say thank you enough to them because they are showing us a foundation. And it's sad that they're not seeing the fruits of their labors because they really, a lot of them led the way you want them to. And so I guess you're exactly right, though. Like, I look back at the adversity that class has felt, you know, whether it's from the hurricane the year before I got here to a coaching change in your senior year to the different offensive and defensive coordinators they've had to the loss of a teammate. I mean, they've been through a lot that you don't want to go through in a college football experience. But I'm happy they're here with us today, and I'm happy we have a chance to send them out winners on Saturday. And again, I know that those things were difficult and probably not the way they planned it, but it's also like what made these guys who they are because of those things.
A lot of it, like the Walton brothers in particular, it's going to be difficult to replace the impact they have on the field together. How much fun is it for you to get to see both of them running off the field, slapping each other's hands, and kind of giving the last hurrah?
It's awesome. It is so awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun to see those guys out there together on Saturday. The love that they have for each other is so pure. Like that twin magic is real, and I love reading their interviews. With two young boys, myself being 12 and 9, and not twins, but similar in age and around each other all the time. It's like those are two great role models for them to see, like what it's supposed to mean, what family means. And I think that's awesome. So it's going to be a lot of fun watching those guys on Saturday. Austin will run out of the tunnel for senior day, and right now Aston's made the decision to stay back. And so that being separate next year will be really interesting for both of them. But again, like watching them together is really, really cool as a father. All right, thank you all. Happy Thanksgiving.
First of all, I just want to say thank you to Coach Bloom, Coach Bailiff, and the whole Rice University football, the whole family. This is the only opportunity I really had to come play college football, and I'm just really grateful to be a Rice Owl, and I'll be a Rice fan forever. And we have one more game, but I'm really looking forward to being the biggest Rice fan in the stadium for the next 50 years. A little bit about the game, like Coach Bloom said. It didn't go the way we wanted, but there were a lot of good things that happened, especially out of special teams. Coach Lembo put together a great plan. I think we really kept them guessing on the kickoffs and in the punting. And then people like Hayden Tabola stepped up, obviously a 51-yard field goal. I mean, the kid just makes it look so easy. And a 51-yard field goal in Tiger Stadium is anything but easy. And then just really everybody came to play. Campbell had great snaps. Brady Wright is our PP on the punt unit, and he had a great game. And then guys like Jordan Myers ran down the field and made tackles. So anytime you have guys step up and play on that kind of stage is really exciting, and I was just really proud to see those guys play like that.
Jack, what are your thoughts as you head into this last week of practice and kind of take us through that?
Yeah, well, first of all, we're playing one of the best returners in our conference. I think he was the conference special teams player of the year last year. So as much as I want to look back at all my memories here and kind of think about everything I've been through here, we really got to focus on him. He's our first priority right now as a special teams unit. And I assume Coach Lembo is going to put together a great plan to neutralize him.
Jack, I talked to Hines earlier in the year, and he talked about all the seniors, guys like you and Sam and everyone. He said you guys recruited the plan for it, like the foundation of what everyone's trying to do here in Rice. Do you feel like you've done that this season? Do you feel like you've laid the foundation?
Yeah, I think we have. It's a little bit hard to see that now, obviously with one win, but I think as we start winning games and have a good year next year and the year after, I think we'll really start to see that, and I'm really proud to be a part of that, and I'll be even more proud when we start winning more games.
Jack, the game versus LSU, what did you there in the SEC Stadium, big crowd, big stadium. What was your I guess, greatest memory from that night?
Yeah, just going out for the coin toss was something I will never forget. Just seeing a full stadium. I said it after the game, but it's really kind of indescribable, the feeling I had walking out on the field. But it's definitely been a dream of mine my whole life, playing in front of all those people. And it kind of hit me at that moment when I was walking out there.
Have you thought about life after Rice? I know you have one more game.
we've been so focused on what we're doing here that I really haven't had a chance to think about it. I hope I have an opportunity to do that, and I know I'll have an opportunity to get a good job and really do what I want with a great education here. So.
Now, you talked about Cam Riddle and some other guys, some younger guys that are going to be here next year and the year after on that, and laying the bricks. What Glenn said. What would be your message to the classes behind you on this team, regards to what could be if they keep putting in the work?
Yeah, I would say one of the biggest things I learned here is I'm never going to take winning for granted. A lot of us win in high school, win before high school, and that's great. But yeah, winning's hard. Winning football games in specific is hard. So that's kind of my message: is just work as hard as you can. And I think all this losing that we've done the last couple of years will make that winning even sweeter.
Anything else? Thanks, Zach.
Thank you.
Bring up Zach. Sam Pierce is not going to join us today, so Zach will be our final player. And anybody afterwards, just let me know.
Just kind of piggybacking off of what Jack said, I just want to thank everybody, coaches, players, trainers, strength coaches, anybody who had any hand in helping us this season. I just want to thank them for everything that they've done. And unfortunately, we haven't been able to achieve some of the goals that we set prior to the season. However, this is where we're at. This is our reality. And, you can't change it, can't run from it, can't hide from it. Just got to accept it and try to get better moving forward. I mean, they throw the ball a decent amount. Got a decent quarterback, a couple of good running backs, a couple of good receivers. I mean, it's kind of my mindset every week is going out there and preparing for each opponent the same. So it's not necessarily, what does Old Dominion do differently. It's just how I attack the week, how we attack the week as a D-line, as a defense, as a team. I'm just going out there and trying to, make these memories last.
Zach, I know you're not turning over your day ago against my last ball game. Have you had a chance to think about this being very
I mean, well, this not. I still have another year eligibility. Oh, for the season, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. It's kind of like Jack said. I really don't even necessarily think about it. You know what I'm saying? I have plenty of time to reflect in the near future. But, right now we still in season, and you still got to attack things the same.
For you personally at the defensive line, how valuable was it to have a test like LSU last weekend to go up against some of those athletes on that line and try to go toe to toe and see how you measured up?
I think it was a good test. Just from a standpoint of seeing where you are measured up against some of the best in the country. I'm not sure where they're ranked, but I'm sure they're somewhere in the top in the country. And that's always something good, just to put your talents up against someone who's regarded with the Alabamas and all the other big schools of the world. So. Yeah, that was great. But I mean, everybody specifically in the D-line room that I could speak of from interacting with them day to day, everybody in there prepares hard every week and goes out and gives their all every week, no matter if we playing LSU or whoever we play, And so, fortunately, we have men that are in that room that'll stand up to whatever task is put in front of them, and they'll give it all they can for as long as they can. it'll mean faith. You know what I'm saying? You know, faith is believing in things unseen. And right now, you know, we holding on to the faith that, you know, we're making progress. You know, and we are culturally, mindset wise, and in various other ways. But to get a win will finally give us something tangible to hold on to. And so that's the biggest thing that I think getting a win this week will do.
Piggybacking off that question, coming into this season, obviously you want to win, but how much is getting to that 2-win mark? How much is actually physically improving on next year or last year in the standing? How much talk
Can you kind of repeat that one?
Yeah, sure. So like, I think you had 1 win last year,
Mhm.
1 win right now. Coming into this season, how important was it for you? Was it on your mind to say, hey, you got to get more than 1 win?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think after a season like last year, you know, you kind of look around and you talk amongst players on the team, and you say, you know, this is rock bottom. There's nowhere to go but up from here. You know, and so you know, when you on paper have the same record, now you starting to get like, was that really rock bottom? You know, so that's why a win this week will be so big. It'll be so great for this program, you know, just to show that, yes, we are making progress, and yes, you just got to keep holding on.
When you talk about progress, can you just kind of talk about where the team was at, the mindset, how y'all feel like y'all are playing, you know, the back half of the season versus the first half of the season? What handful of things did y'all learn that, you know, prove to you guys that we are making progress?
I think just the way that, you know, even at the end of the LSU game, you don't see guys giving up. You don't see guys quitting. You know, and that's something that unfortunately it had to be learned. You know, and you know, that was just our reality at the time. And so, but luckily we're starting to learn those things. We're starting to learn what, you know, straining in practice looks like. We're starting to learn what, you know, giving your all for the person next to you looks like. And I mean, I think just if we just keep coming on with that and keep doing as much as we can with that in mind, I think individually and as a unit we'll all make progress. It's just going to take time.